Hi YouTube family, my name is Vicky, and in today's Terraform series we are going to learn for each meta argument, or rather I would say for each resource meta argument. Before going to the demo, let's understand what exactly this for each loop is and what exactly the requirement we have for this. Now let's suppose you are working on a code or you are working on a task where you need to create couple of IAM users. Okay, so what is going to be your approach for each and every user? What you are going to do is you are going to write the code individually, right? That is a fine approach, that is a simple approach, you can go with that, that's not a problem. But if you go with this, what will happen is your code is going to be very big, and every time you need to add a new resource, you need to add a new block. So that is something not recommended in the real world or in the real time scenario. For each argument is going to help you to reduce the number of lines, and it also help you to create your multiple user with a single code. How we can do that? That is something we will understand in this. I'm here in my AWS console. I'm in identity and access management IAM, and here I have one of the user created, that is with the name Terraform. Now this user I'm going to configure in my Terraform while I need to do the API call, and I'm going to use the PyCharm for this. So let me open the PyCharm. In the PyCharm I have created one of the folder that is for each demo, and I have created couple of files like main.tf. So as of now there is nothing in the main.tf, var.tf. So let me open var.tf. Here I have mentioned like the variable name like the access key. So here I'm going to mention my access key, here I'm going to mention my secret key, and here I'm going to mention my default region which I'm going to use for this demo. And in the provider.tf information I need to provide my provider details. So the provider is going to be the AWS because I need to work with the AWS resource. Access key is var.access key, secret key is var.secret key, and var.region. Now let me update this value access key and the secret key. Now from where I will get this value? From this user. I have this user created, and for this user I have assigned the admin privileges. If you see, admin access is provided, and if I go to the security credentials, from here I can generate the access key and the secret key. I already have that information with me, so let me update the access key and the secret key here. Okay, I have updated the access key and the secret key in the var.tf file. So now I'm not going to open that, otherwise you guys will able to see my credentials, and I need to delete those credentials. Now the next thing is I need to go to the main.tf. So here I am in the main.tf. So here I'm going to write my code. Now the code which I need to write, let's suppose my task is to create couple of IAM user. As of now, if I go to my IAM console, let me click on the user. I have only one user created, that is with the name Terraform. Okay. The next thing which I need to do is I need to go and search for the AWS IAM user resource, and let me copy this thing. Let me open my PyCharm, and here I'm going to enter this value. So let's suppose I need to create couple of user. Path I don't need, and let me update the username here. So the first user is going to be Jack, and let me update the tag value as well. So this is going to be role is going to be, for this user is system admin. Let me add one more tag, project is equal to alpha. Okay, now I need to create couple of users. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this thing and I'm going to paste it here. Now I have two users. First user is with the name Jack, and here I'm going to update the name Sam. Let me update this value as well. The tag value I'm not going to change, tag value is remain the same, so that's okay. Now I have two users here, resources for two users. Let me save this file, and let me save this file. Now the next thing which I need to do is I need to go with the Terraform init. So this is the first command we are going to run. Now what this command is going to do is, this command is going to initialize the Terraform, the first thing it is going to do is it is going to download the provider plugin for me. So right now it is installing HashiCorp AWS version this, so it is installing the latest version of the AWS provider. So let's wait for it to download. We are done. Now the next thing which I need to do is I need to go with the Terraform validate command. Now what exactly the validate command is going to do is it is going to validate the code. If there is any error or something, it is going to tell me, okay, this thing is not correct. Or let's suppose this is something I'm writing in the JSON and I have forgot to close my bracket here. So validate command is going to tell me that. And if my format is not correct, let's suppose name is starting from here or something like that, for that I can correct my code as well with the help of the format command, that is Terraform FMT. Okay. Now the next command which we need to do is we need to go with the Terraform plan. So Terraform plan is going to tell us what exactly it is going to do. Now we have the Terraform plan and the last line is telling me 2 to add, 0 to change and 0 to destroy. So that means it is going to create two resources for me, and the first resource is this where the username is Jack, and the second user is this where the username is Sam. Now let me create these users. So for that what I'm going to do is I will go with Terraform apply -- auto approve. Now what it is going to do is it is going to create couple of users for me. Now for that let me go to my AWS console as well. Let me refresh my screen. As of now it is not showing any of the user. So it is creating, if you see, creating first user, creating the second user. Now here I can see my first user, and if I go inside my first user, I can see the tag here, project and role. Second, let me go to the Sam. The same value I'm getting here as well. Great. So I have created both the user with the help of the Terraform. But if I need to create multiple users, what I'm going to do next? I'm just going to copy this code, something like this, paste it here and change the username here, right? What it is going to do is it is going to increase my code, right? So that is something I don't want. I want to go with a simple way. So for that what I'm going to do is I'm going to use for each. Now how to use for each? But before that, let me do one thing. Let me destroy this thing. Whatever we have created, let me destroy that thing. So Terraform destroy is the command -- auto approve. What destroy command is going to do is it is going to delete the user for me. Whatever the resource we have created, it is going to delete that. So see, it is telling me the ID is Sam and the Jack. Let me go here. Let me refresh my screen and let's see. Now it is still showing. Here I can see my resources are destroy, and if I go to my AWS console, let me refresh this one. Here I can see my resources are destroyed. Do is I need to use what? For each. Now how we are going to use for each? For that, the first thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this resource here. Now I have only one resource here. Now here I'm going to add one line, and the line which I'm going to add, that is for each is equal to 2 set. Now why I'm using 2 set here? Because I'm working with string. If I'm working with map, then I'm going to use a different value. Okay, so 2 set we generally use when we have to go with the string. Here is the list of users which I need to provide. So the first username is Jack. The second username is going to be Sam. And let me create one more user, and this name is Sparrow. Okay. Now the next thing, name. And if I go to the official documentation, this name, this is something mandatory which we need to give. Required, name is required. So that means we need to provide the name here. Now what value I will give here? Now the value which I give here, that is each dot key, because for each here I am giving this key value here. So that is something I need to give here, each dot key. Rest all the things are going to be same. Let me save this file. Let me go with the format command and then Terraform plan. What the Terraform plan is going to do is it is going to generate a plan for me. So if you see, plan is to add 3 users now. If I scroll up, username is Sparrow, username is Sam, and the first username is going to be Jack. Now let me go with the Terraform apply command. Earlier, we have a code for 16 to 20 lines. Now we have a code only for 9 lines, and we are giving all the detail with the help of the for each here, right? So for each is going to help me a lot while creating the resources. Let me refresh this thing. So it is creating. Now the creation is complete. Now let me go here, let me refresh, and here I can see all the users, Jack, Sam and Sparrow. Let me go to the Sparrow and check the tags. Yes, we have the tag here. Great. We have created the user with the help of the for each. Suppose I need to create a bucket. Can I create a bucket something like this? Yes, I can do that. So for that, what I need to do is, now let me go to my PyCharm, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one more folder, and this folder name is going to be new directory for each demo s3 bucket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the provider and the var file here. Let me copy this thing. We paste it here. Yes. And one more file which I need to copy, that is the var.tf. Now why I am copying these files? Because these files have my credentials stored. var.tf have my credential, access key and the secret key stored. That is the reason I am copying this file in the new folder. File with the name main.tf. Now my requirement is to create the S3 bucket. So how we can do that? Let me save these files first. Now let me go here and look for the AWS S3 bucket. This is the S3 bucket. Here is the code. Let me copy the code from here. Here we need to provide our bucket name. So let me provide my bucket name. So today demo 98. I need to give something funny name. So and here we can provide this thing. The same way, if I need to create multiple bucket, what I can do is I can give the multiple resources, something like this, 99, something like this. And then what we need to do is we need to go inside that folder cd.cd for each demo s3 bucket. Now the first thing which I need to do is I need to go with the Terraform init command. So duplicate AWS configuration main. yes, this is something is not correct, so I need to correct. Let me change the name to A. Terraform init. So it is initializing the backend, and when it is initializing the backend, it is installing the plugin. So the main part of the Terraform init command is that we are telling Terraform that we need to work with the AWS and which provider we need to which version of the AWS we need to work with. So that is something it is downloading here. I'm not going in detail like what exactly the provider and all those information is. For that I have already created a video, and in near future I'm also going to create one more video for that, so you can go and watch that video. You will get the idea. In this video I only want to stick with the 4H so that you can understand the 4H. We are done. The next thing which we need to do is, that is something, the Terraform validate command. We need to go with the validate command, where it is going to validate our configuration is valid or not, and then if we need to format our code, then we can go with this. Now Terraform plan, and for that what I'm going to do is I will go to the S3. Now here is the S3 for me. Okay. Now it is telling me that it is going to create 2 buckets for me. So if we see, now this is the code for my bucket. So here is the environment information and the bucket name here. This is for B, that means for this one, and we have one of the resource for A as well. If I scroll up, I will get it for the A as well. Here is my bucket name, and this is the one. Now if I go with Terraform apply, what will happen? It is going to create a bucket for me. That is something I don't want to create right now. The thing which I need to do is I need to use the 4H. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this thing from here, this resource block from here. I need to provide those information here. So what I'm going to do is 4_each I'm going to use, toSet I'm going to use because it is going to be a string, and here in the list I need to provide my bucket name. So let me provide my bucket name here. This is going to be the first bucket. Sorry, here. Let me change this value 99 and let me give one more bucket name here. And here in the bucket name, what we need to do is we need to provide each.key. Okay, now let me save this thing and let me run this thing. And to run, the first thing which we need to do is, that is Terraform validate command, so that it is going to validate my code is valid or the configuration is valid or not, and then fmt for the format, and then Terraform plan. Okay, so here it is telling me 3 to add. Let me scroll up a bit. Now here is the first one. Likewise we have the second and the third as well. Let me create this bucket. So the command is Terraform apply --auto approve. Let me do that, and let me copy the bucket name from here because we need to search this bucket name in the S3 console. It is going to take some time, so that's okay. I'm not going to pause this video. It is not going to take a lot of time, but yes, it is going to take some time. So it is creating the S3 bucket. So let me go here and let me search for my bucket. As of now I'm not able to see anything, but now I'm able to see, and let me go to my code. Yes, it has created 3 buckets for me. Now here is the first bucket, and if I go to the properties and if I go to the tagging option, I have the environment and my name, my bucket. Great. Now here in the tag we have, the name is my bucket. Now I want this name to be replaced by the bucket name. So how we can do that? Same each.key we can give here. Let me save it and let me update my code. It is refreshing the state right now, and then it is going to update the tag value for me. As of now, in the tag value I can see here in the name it is showing my bucket. That is something I need to replace it with the name of the bucket. So let's wait. Create to add change. See, here it is telling me it is going to update this thing. So this means updating. Modifying, it is doing the modifying. And let me refresh. See here, apply complete resources, 0 added, 3 change. Now what exactly change? If I go to my bucket, if I go to my property here, see I am getting the bucket name here, right? Earlier I was getting my bucket, so that is something I have replaced with each.key. Now the next thing, we need to learn how to work with the map values. First, understand what exactly the use of the map value. The map value uses, let's suppose I need to create this one, this bucket in the dev environment, this bucket in the production environment, and this bucket in QA environment. How exactly I am going to do that? Because in the environment, if I go with each.key, what will happen? It is going to pick up this name, right? This name it is going to pick up. But I need to give the environment name as well. I need to update the environment name as well. In this resource block only, I want this bucket to be created in the environment dev, this bucket to be created in environment production, or this is in the QA. Now for that, what we need to do is, we need to update our code a little bit. So how we can do that? For that, we are not going to use this toSet option. This is only for a string. Now for the map, what we are going to do is, we are going to replace this value something like this, okay? And here we are going to write our code in the key and the value format. So the key is going to be this, is equal to value is going to be this, okay? The key dot value format. So let's suppose in the dev I want my bucket to be this, okay? In the prod I want my bucket to be this, and in the QA I want my bucket to be this. Now let me remove this thing. Now the bucket name is going to be each.key. So each.key is going to be this, key is this, okay? And I need to update this environment value with each.value, each.value, okay? Now let me save this thing, and we need to close this one. So okay, done with the creation. So here we can see our 3 buckets are created. Now let me go to the console and let's check. So here in the console I can see my bucket's name as well. Let me click on one of the bucket and let me go to the properties, and here if we check the tag value, the first one for 97, it is telling me QA. Let me verify it quickly. 97 is QA. For the prod 99, so let me go and check for the prod. Here is the 99. Let me go to the properties, see the prod value. I hope you understand the concept of the for each and how important it is to use for each in the real-time environment. If you still have any doubt or question, you can mention it in the comment section and I will reply to you. And if you like this video, do subscribe my channel. Thank you.